Hello and welcome to the I Can Do podcast with Benjamin Lee. We're here to talk about tips and strategies to have an I Can Do mindset. Life is what you put into it. Get the most you can. Here's your host, Benjamin Lee.
Hello and welcome to a new episode. I can do day 7 of 300 with my Ultraspeaking project. I will tell you it is 8:11 p.m. Central Standard Time as I'm recording this. It's been a great day. It's been a long day. I'm still getting this in, but it's feeling a little bit more challenging today. So you know the rules. The timer today first 6 episodes went up to 7 minutes. Today we're going up to 8 minutes. It's a new week. At the beginning of each new week, we go up 1 more minute. 8 minutes, impromptu speaking. Here we go. Today's episode is intelligence versus knowledge. We live in a world where everybody wants intelligence. We have artificial intelligence. We have apps. We have Coursera. We have all of these different courses where at times it feels like intelligence is just a step higher than knowledge. I don't know if intelligence is greater than knowledge by any stretch of the imagination. Nor do I know this subject that I've been given, intelligence versus knowledge, if it actually has to be a competition. Intelligence requires knowledge. Knowledge is certainly going to lead us to even more intelligence. So I don't know if there has to be a divide and conquer type mentality. What if we just chose the path of growth? What if we just chose the path of, in every way, at every moment in our lives, we are going to continue to grow. And as we grow, our intelligence, our knowledge of how things operate, who we are, what lies ahead will continue to increase as well. We just live in a world where there's just so much this versus that, and it kind of gets tiring after a while, don't you think? Who's better, Michael Jordan or LeBron James? Well, it depends on who you ask. It depends on the measurements. It depends on the NBA Finals. It depends upon all these different parameters. Who's better, Marvel versus DC Comics? Well, that's an easy one to answer. Certainly it's Marvel, duh. But you understand what I'm saying, right? Who's better, Joe Montana or Tom Brady? Of course, Tom Brady. I mean, come on. But we like to have these arguments, intelligence versus knowledge. And I think the better thought is, what if we just spent more time becoming more knowledgeable, increasing our intelligence? That is a win-win situation. So here's what I want to propose as we think about this subject today. I want to challenge my audience as I challenge myself. I want to challenge you. How are you growing? What knowledge did you learn, or what knowledge did you impart today to make someone else more knowledgeable and even more intelligent? Every day we have an opportunity to grow, and we have so much at our fingertips where if we are not increasing in knowledge, if we are not progressing in our intelligence with how things operate and who we are, then that's a sign of just complete laziness. You can have a podcast for free and share your voice to the entire world. And yet so many people sit and don't do anything. Well, no, you don't have to have a podcast, but you can have a blog. You can get on a free social media app. You can learn as much as you want. One of the best places where I grew with my knowledge, where I grew and became a lot more intelligent, was with the library. The Urbana Free Library in Urbana, Illinois was my playground. We didn't have much money, but we did have a free library card. We didn't rarely take any vacations, or we rarely took any vacations. But I could go to the library and go on a vacation. I could travel to the past. I could travel to the future. I could travel to space. I could travel to the depths of the ocean by opening up a book. Yeah, I learned a lot when I was at that library. I traveled, I grew, my knowledge increased. Maybe I became even a lot more intelligent. We think intelligence is only after you get a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, a PhD, but that doesn't even make someone necessarily intelligent. Intelligence requires action, it requires growth, it requires consistency, it requires so much more than a sheet of paper. If you want to grow, then go to the library. If you want to grow, then go to the library. You have everything at your disposal for free. But a lot of people won't even take that opportunity. Books, by far, is how everyone will increase in their knowledge and intelligence. How is AI growing in intelligence? It is canvassing the internet, going to websites, going to blogs, going to podcasts, and gathering up as much data, as much information that we are putting out into the universe. It's taking all of the intelligence, all of the knowledge that we have to become even more intelligent for itself. A lot of people today don't take the necessary steps, the baby steps, or maybe that big leap to at least begin the process of growth. What I'm doing with this podcast and with this challenge, there's no one who's forcing me to do this challenge. That's what makes it even somewhat more challenging, because I've put myself on a standard, I've put myself on a level that I'm already facing some resistance. That's how we grow, and that's how we become more knowledgeable about what exactly is possible and get to even higher levels of intelligence. So if I'm saying anything, I'm saying this. We don't have to have a competition between intelligence versus knowledge. I think to some degree they go hand in hand. One will lead to the other. One who is not intelligent does not have a lot of knowledge, does not have a lot of understanding. They're a package deal, which means that we need to take the time to become more knowledgeable, to increase our intelligence. That takes consistency, that takes commitment, that takes courage. Because the easy way out is just to play around on social media. The easy way out is to say, well, that idea would never work. The easy way out is not to set any goals because you're afraid, or I'm afraid that if I set a goal, then it may not happen, or I may not hit it. And if that's the case, then, oh no, I'm a failure. No, I'm not. The failure comes when I become too afraid to even set a goal. The failure comes when I'm afraid to increase in my knowledge, when I'm afraid to take that next step to grow even more into intelligence. That's what true failure looks like. But we've just convinced ourselves and have lived in such high states of fear and anxiety for so long that we're afraid to grow and increase and to expand to further heights. So what if we stop the games, stop the comparisons, stop the sports comparisons, stop living in fear, and grow in knowledge and in intelligence? Everything will change for the better. What about you? There's my time. I grew today. Why? Because I did something I did not necessarily want to do. And that growth will continue to propel and excel, or help me to excel even further. So I recommend you do the same. Maybe pick up the book Ultra Learning by Scott Young. Pick up a new skill, a new trade, a new craft, create a new project. That's how you'll grow in intelligence, in knowledge, and so much more. Thank you for tuning in. I can do, so can you. Take care, and God bless.